What's going on, traders? Troy here from the Intraday Investors, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about having a systematic process and emotional intelligence because you can't have one without the other. So basically in this video I'm going to be talking about my trade on Tesla and how I was able to take advantage of this opportunity. And that's the number one thing. I don't know if you guys know of this huge run that Tesla has been on just within even the last 20 days. Okay, it had lows of $452 per share all the way up to highs of 968. Okay, as you can see, this is insanity. Okay, this is insane. And I'm so happy that I was able to get a piece of the pie. You know what I mean? Because stuff like this doesn't happen that often. Okay, and I'm happy I was able to capitalize on this opportunity that presented itself. Okay, so what do I mean by emotional intelligence and having a systematic process? Well, I'll tell you exactly what it means because my trade this morning on Tesla is going to give you a better understanding of what I mean by that. So as you can see, Tesla it hit this highs up here at 968 and sold off. Okay, and consolidated all the way into pre-market. Okay, and then pre-market it sold off too. Okay, it sold off even more. But some of you might be wondering what's the top chart and the bottom chart. Well, the top chart is Tesla and the bottom chart's Tesla, but the top chart's a 5-minute candle. Okay, so each candle represents 5 minutes worth of trading, and down here each candle represents 1 minute worth of trading, and they're both 1-day analysis. Okay, this is all intraday. Okay, this is scalping. I like to consider this myself as a scalper. I used to trade futures, but I find myself more effective scalping and just trading intraday. But let's get into my trade recap. So we're going to use Microsoft OneNote where I have a screenshot because I want to do a little bit of drawing so you guys can get a better understanding on these key levels that I'm talking about. Okay, so what do I mean by emotional intelligence and having a systematic process? Well, Tesla, when the market opened with the sell-off it had the day before, and the consolidation and the sell-off even more on pre-market, this gave me understanding that Tesla's weak right now, and this was definitely overvalued. Okay, and I think this is going to, personally, my intuition was telling me that this is going to continue to sell off, and it just did. But I didn't want to jump the gun. And the first 5 minutes, I never like to trade. The first 5 minutes of the stock market, I never like to trade because it's very volatile and the spreads are very wacky, and it's hard to get good fills on these options. So I tend to stay away from the first 5 minutes. I mean, there's a lot of risk and there's a lot of reward, but that's kind of like gambling. I like to identify key levels and execute on those key levels with my systematic process that I identify. So what do I mean by this? Well, let's talk about my trade on Tesla. So as you can see, we have, we'll look down here on the 1 minute chart, okay? And you can see we have a bottom right here, okay? It bounced on that and it pushed up, okay? So I already had this idea that I'm going short on this, and this is already starting to push up. Maybe this needed a breather, and maybe this can keep going. But it got rejected right at this level, about 835, and it sold off again, and it hit this support again. So it did push down a little bit. I was patient, and I didn't actually take the trade, okay? And then you can see right here, all that consolidation on the blue EMA, and it was choppy. All right, I couldn't identify which direction Tesla was going. You know what I mean? I didn't know where Tesla was going. So I ended up stopped looking at it, and I started to focus on other stocks because, again, I didn't really want to play Tesla, to be honest. But you can see right here, if this support goes all the way across, and this would have been a nice play right here. But apparently unfortunately I missed this, and I didn't want to chase it. I didn't see it sell off until this price point right here. And if I would have bought in right here and chased it because I missed this entry right here, then I would have been screwed and I would have got stopped out right here, right up here. All right. So let's get rid of these. So thank God I didn't take that. So again, I started to focus on other stocks, and then I was like, you know what? We'll just wait until, because then it continued to push off right here. Continue to sell off right here. I'll delete that so you can understand right here. But then it set a support again. So I'm like, oh my God, which direction is this going? This is just going back and forth, and these are making big moves. And then it sold off again and hit this support again at 750, and it hit this support twice. And I was like, all right, well, I missed the first one. Okay, this was the first one right here. I was like, I'm not missing this a second time. I am not missing this a second time. I am going to execute on this. This doesn't happen often. So what I did was I set my alerts. So let's go back to my charts. So what is setting alerts? Well, this is the same thing. I'm just back on my advanced trading platform. A setting alerts was when it broke below this price point, this double support, I'm going to buy in, or I'm going to be alerted so I can revisit the stock to see if it still piques my interests. So what I did was I set my alerts right here, and I create an alert. Okay, see this yellow line? So I have a mark at 749. If it dips below 749, I'm going to get an alert to my phone, and it's going to tell me that Tesla is selling off below this price point, and I've identified this key level with my systematic process. So back to OneNote. So what I mean by is, see the support all the way right here? That's a support. And I had my alerts that once it dipped below the support, I'm going to buy in. And it did just that right here. Even on the 5-minute, just did that right here. Okay, you can see the support, this blue line, and it broke below. So I missed it the first time. I'm not missing it a second time. Okay, and that's exactly what I did. I was able to capitalize on this opportunity that presented itself. Okay, and you can see that it clearly sold off right here. You can see it. I'll use red just to give you, look at that. It hit lows of 704. That's a $40 move from this level, this support right here that I've identified right here. Okay, so the thing is, you need emotional intelligence because, well, I had the systematic process. I've identified the key level where I want to buy in. I didn't know it was going to break in right here. I mean, my alerts alerted me, but this just so happened that around 1 o'clock, this is when it happened. So I was able to capitalize on this opportunity. Okay, so I had this emotional intelligence that I wasn't hesitant. That once this opportunity presented itself again, that I am not going to miss out on it. I already missed out on it once. I'm not going to hesitate on it again. And that's why you need the emotional intelligence with the systematic process. Identify the key level. Identify the support. Identify resistance. Identify where you're going to buy, where you're going to sell, and where you're going to cut your losses if the trade goes against you. And that's what separates the 10% from the 90%. Simple as that. This is a simple play. This is a picture-perfect play and a simple, critical play that I got a piece of the pie on. So Tesla, yep, it's been insanity all week, the past 20 days. I mean, if you have any questions or concerns, and what I did, before I say anything, they were puts. Obviously, for the beginner traders, puts are when you're assuming the price is going down, and you buy calls when you're assuming the price is going up, okay? And this is option trading, okay? So if you have any questions or concerns, please leave a comment in this comment section. Thank you.